Saint Benedict of Nursia was born into a distinguished family in central Italy, studied at Rome and early in life was drawn to monasticism. At first he became a hermit, leaving a depressing world, pagan armies on the march, the church torn by schism, people suffering from war, morality at a low ebb. He soon realized that he could not live a hidden life in a small town any better than in a large city, so he withdrew to a cave high in the mountains for 3 years. Some monks chose Benedict as their leader for a while, but found his strictness not to their taste. Still, the shift from hermit to community life had begun for him. He had an idea of gathering various families of monks into one grand monastery, to give them the benefit of unity, fraternity, and permanent worship in one house. Finally, he began to build what was to become one of the most famous monasteries in the world, Monte Cassino, commanding 3 narrow valleys running toward the mountains north of Naples. The rule that gradually developed prescribed a life of liturgical prayer, study, manual labor, and living together in community under a common abbot. Benedictine asceticism is known for its moderation, and Benedictine charity has always shown concern for the people in the surrounding countryside. In the course of the Middle Ages, all monasticism in the West was gradually brought under the rule of St Benedict. Today the Benedictine family is represented by 2 branches, the Benedictine Federation encompassing the men and women of the Order of St Benedict and the Cistercians, men and women of the Order of Cistercians of the strict observance. St Benedict died at Monte Cassino not long after his sister, St Scholastica. Benedict died of a high fever on the day God had told him he was to die and was buried in the same place as his sister. According to tradition, this occurred on the 21st of March 543 or 547. He was named Patron Protector of Europe by Pope Paul VI in 1964. In 1980, Pope John Paul II declared him co-patron of Europe, together with Saints Cyril and Methodius. Rule of Saint Benedict. Benedict wrote the rule for monks living communally under the authority of an abbot. The rule comprises 73 short chapters. Its wisdom is twofold: spiritual, how to live a Christocentric life on earth, and administrative, how to run a monastery efficiently. More than half of the chapters describe how to be obedient and humble, and what to do when a member of the community is not. About 1/4 regulate the work of God, the Opus Dei. 1/10 outline how, and by whom, the monastery should be managed. Benedictine asceticism is known for its moderation. St. Benedict's Medal. This devotional medal originally came from a cross in honor of St. Benedict. On one side, the medal has an image of St. Benedict, holding the Holy Rule in his left hand and a cross in his right. There is a raven on one side of him, with a cup on the other side of him. Around the medal's outer margin are the words, Ius in obitu nostro praesentium uniamur, may we be strengthened by his presence in the hour of our death. The other side of the medal has a cross with the initials CSSML on the vertical bar, which signify, Crux sacra sit mihi lux, may the Holy Cross be my light, and on the horizontal bar are the initials NDSMD, which stand for, Non Draco sit mihi dux, let not the dragon be my guide. The initials CSPB stand for, Crux Sancti Patris Benedicti, the cross of the Holy Father Benedict, and are located on the interior angles of the cross. Either the inscription, Pax, Peace, or the Christogram, IHS, may be found at the top of the cross in most cases. Around the medal's margin on this side are the Vade Retro Satana initials VRSNSMV, which stand for, Vade Retro Satana, Nonquam Suade mihi vana, begone Satan, do not suggest to me thy vanities, then a space followed by the initials SMQLIVB, which signify, Sunt malaque libus, ips venena bibus, evil are the things thou proferest, drink thou thine own poison. This medal was first struck in 1880 to commemorate the 14th centenary of Benedict's birth and is also called the Jubilee Medal. Its exact origin, however, is unknown. There is no special way prescribed for carrying or wearing the medal of St. Benedict. It can be worn on a chain around the neck, attached to one's rosary, kept in one's pocket or purse, or placed in one's car or home. The medal is often put into the foundations of houses and buildings, on the walls of barns and sheds, or in one's place of business. The purpose of using the medal in any of the above ways is to call down God's blessing and protection upon us, wherever we are and upon our homes and possessions, especially through the intercession of St. Benedict. By the conscious and devout use of the medal, it becomes, as it were, a constant silent prayer and reminder to us of our dignity as followers of Christ. The medal is a prayer of exorcism against Satan, a prayer for strength in time of temptation, a prayer for peace among ourselves and among the nations of the world, a prayer that the cross of Christ be our light and guide, a prayer of firm rejection of all that is evil, a prayer of petition that we may with Christian courage walk in God's ways, with the gospel as our guide, as St. Benedict urges us. Medal was first approved by Pope Benedict XIV in his briefs of the 23rd of December 1741 and the 12th of March 1742. Benedict has been also the motif of many collectors' coins around the world. The Austria 50 euro, the Christian religious orders, issued on the 13th of March 2002 is one of them. The early Middle Ages have been called the Benedictine centuries. In April 2008, Pope Benedict XVI discussed the influence St Benedict had on Western Europe. The Pope said that, with his life and work, St Benedict exercised a fundamental influence on the development of European civilization and culture, and helped Europe to emerge from the dark night of history that followed the fall of the Roman Empire. Benedict contributed more than anyone else to the rise of monasticism in the West. His rule was the foundational document for thousands of religious communities in the Middle Ages. To this day, the Rule of Saint Benedict is the most common and influential rule used by monasteries and monks, more than 1,400 years after its writing.